What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Dead on Dave. I'm still sick as hell. It's a little better than it was yesterday. I'm just trying to get better for tomorrow night's Fast Lane so I can go live with Joe Cronin on Spectrum Gaming 617. I am getting better. I'm having some bouts where I'm feeling absolutely... I don't know what... Look, this is as sick as I have been in at least 10 years. It's terrible. Just absolutely horrendous. Ugh. But I wanted to come on because there was something definitely worth talking about. And just spend a few minutes on it. And that's CM Punk. This whole CM Punk situation is quite incredible. I caught a lot of hell over my stance on CM Punk because I felt he came off really, really badly during that interview. Not even his interview, his shoot with his buddy. Because hardly you can call it an interview. And it turned out to be just a publicity stunt anyway, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. In fact, because it was a publicity stunt for his UFC announcement, I actually had more respect for it. But other than that, things came out very quickly that people were refuting. Top guys, top people who have credibility within the industry were refuting some of the things that he was saying, whether it be, whether or not you want to believe Ryback has a completely different account of the events than CM Punk did, and you'd want to, that's what you would expect to see. Jericho, refuting things that CM Punk was saying was the first big red flag to me, but I found that interesting. And then JR coming out with as many things as he did during his podcast about how just a lot of what CM Punk was saying did not make sense. Those were all big things to me. Now, what I thought was going to happen eventually ended up happening. Because what people didn't really talk about too much is, yes, CM Punk made all these claims about the medical staff of WWE, but he went on a just straight hate raping of their head doctor, that Dr. Ammon, and what he did, if not true and not completely provable, it's defamation. And WWE being pretty damn smart about these type of things, they didn't immediately respond to it. They did some stuff subtly on television, having some talents like Corey Graves praise the doctors in WWE. They gave out their standard response or about how hard WWE has worked to clean up so many different aspects of health policies within wrestling, and all of these are true. Now, is it where it should be? Probably not. But then again, wrestlers, in my opinion, should not be private contractors, but that's still the case. And even with all of that being said, I feel the WWE does a pretty damn good job of making sure when these guys are legitimately hurt and injured and completely to the point where they need to be put on the shelves, they do a pretty good job of making sure they're okay. Now, these wrestlers, some more than others, they're not pussies. They're going to fight through injuries. They're going to continue to put themselves out there. It's what they do because, let's face it, if you're a professional wrestler, 95% of them are in it for the passion, especially now. It's because they're passionate about what they do. So that's why they're doing this, and they're going to keep putting themselves back out there. And that's just how it is. So, completely forgot where I was going with all of that. So that's something else that the WWE doctors have to deal with, is keeping these guys safe from themselves. And they're not able to always do it. Now, they've waited a good amount of time, and now this Dr. Ammon, Annan, whatever his name is, he has filed a defamation lawsuit against both Colt Cabana and CM Punk. And you have to figure that with him doing that, the WWE is offering their full-fledged support behind him. And what has come out since the lawsuit is clear proof of it. The WWE going on a campaign showing, putting it on YouTube, the the close-ups of CM Punk's back. CM Punk went to very long lengths describing his staph infection, where it was, what it looked like, everything. I'm not saying CM Punk did not have a staph infection. He showed his scar on a radio program. I'm sure he had a staph infection. Sure of it. Was it the depth of which he was saying it was? Probably not. And did the WWE know about it, which is what he was saying they did, and they basically said, oh, well, get out there, which I never thought that. In today's wrestling business, I don't see that happening too often with a top guy, but, you know, unless the wrestler is either hiding it or saying, I'm going to go out there, like John Cena when he went out with that friggin' football on his elbow. You know, that's not Vince McMahon going, no, go out there. You know, that's not them. These are the wrestlers, and most of the time, that are pushing themselves to continue to go out there and do things. Look, CM Punk got jilted. He felt that his spot was not where it should have been. He walked away. He didn't like where he was going. He didn't like his spot, and that's a big part of this whole situation too. And he was burned out mentally, physically. The guy was burned out. He wanted to do something that he was passionate about, because I feel he lost a lot of passion for the wrestling industry, and that might be because of having to deal with the things he did within the WWE, and that's perfectly fine. Not everybody has the emotional and psychological capacity to deal with those type of things, that corporate mentality for 15, 10, 20 years, whatever it is. And, you know, he burned out, so he walked away. He did it in the wrong way, but he did. But here's the problem. You can walk away, and then you can eventually get fired, and you can bitch about that on a radio program. But in today's world, when you defame a person in the manner that CM Punk did, when you call out, he didn't just say the training staff of the WWE, which would have been one thing, but to call a doctor specifically by name, affecting his, affecting that doctor's reputation, his legitimacy, and calling him an incompetent goof, which I believe is something that he called him. All these things, you can't do it. You can't do it. And now Punk is learning that. We'll see what happens. This is going to get really, really ugly. But I think this also has the potential to be a good thing in somewhere down the line. I would be surprised if this goes to a trial or anything like that. There'll be some type of settlement. CM Punk will probably have to issue an apology, something to that extent, because Punk's not going to want to take this to court. He's just not. With all the video evidence out there that the WWE has started with, not only is there going to be a lot of question as to whether he performed with the staph infection, and I know there are some other pictures that are floating around that some people are saying you can't see it, but it's in a different part of the body, and it's just very weird. The whole story is very weird right now. So not only is there going to be questions as to if he had the staph infection when he said he did, but a more important thing is, and here's what CM Punk's not going to be able to prove, and I think the WWE is going to be able to stand behind this, and this is where they're going to win their case on, is Punk is going to have to prove that he told the WWE and they told him to get his ass out there. And he's not going to be able to prove it. It's that simple. So, and that is going to hurt his entire standing. Now, with all that being said, the one thing that this does have the potential to do is get WWE and CM Punk talking again. I would not be surprised if this is the first step to somewhere down the line a reconciliation. I know that might sound weird because of all the ugliness that this has the potential to unleash, but I don't know, sometimes these things go the other way, especially with CM Punk into a different part of his life with the whole UFC thing, which I don't think is going to last very long anyway, but we'll see what happens. I think the next year is going to be a very interesting time in the life of CM Punk. Not so much WWE, because regardless of the product and regardless of what people want to say, WWE is doing just fine right now. Financially, they're recovering. They're doing just fine. So it is what it is. It's just a very interesting time. So I'm going to definitely be keeping an eye on this situation. Tell me what you guys think about the CM Punk situation. Do you even care? Is this the right move by WWE? Do you feel, looking back on the interview now, was it a good idea by Punk? What do you guys? Isn't that funny? I'm talking about Punk, and there he is. Be interesting to see what you guys think about that. Sorry that this isn't a very long show or anything, but my voice is hanging on by a thread. And I'm just trying to make sure that I'm okay for tomorrow night. But I do sound better than I did yesterday, and that's a good thing. I'm not going to do a SmackDown review. I might do viewer questions tomorrow, depending on how I feel. Top 5 is probably not going to happen today, but I might combine it with my viewer questions tomorrow if I do them. SmackDown real quick. God. Basically everything I thought that was going to happen got confirmed. We're going to get that 6-man tag. The exact 6 guys I thought. Ryback, Ziggler, Rowan versus Big Show, Rollins, and Kane. I think the only two things are going to come out of that. I think a full implosion by Big Show and Kane, which will lead to their WrestleMania match, which I'm thinking is what's going to happen, and the return of Randy Orton to screw Seth Rollins and set up their WrestleMania match. So I think that's going to be the point of that. Of course, in the Stardust and Goldust match, which who knows what's going to happen there. Very intriguing stuff with that. Other than that, I mean, SmackDown was kind of blah. I give it about a 6. It wasn't terrible, but I didn't really enjoy it. But that could also be because I was not feeling well, and I just wasn't in the right frame of mind to watch wrestling when I was trying to sit through it. It just seemed like there was a lot of replays from Monday, and I know they do that anyway, but there just seemed to be more than usual, and I don't know. We'll see. I did do the prediction show for Fastlane earlier in the week. I might rehash a little bit of that tomorrow as a little bit of build up to Fastlane. But what do you guys think is going to happen at Fastlane? Go ahead and put that in the comment section below. Play a little game if you guys want to put down there your full predictions for Fastlane, match by match. And if you do that, I will post mine as well down there, and we'll see who gets closest. Sound like fun? All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. And we will see you next time right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Make sure you're checking out everybody else in the family. Tommy C. over there, Shot from the Point. Joe Cronin Show. Jeff Huffman, Grand Slam 87 for your video game needs. And, of course, Tommy NC 2010 for your daily dose of positivity and all-around wackiness. But that's it. That's all I got. My voice is about done. So, I'm your boy Dead on Dave, and I will see you next time. We out of here. Peace.